You are welcome back to my channel. We are seeing so many developments, positive one, with respect to Nigerian security situation of late, because we have seen the renewed effort from the armed forces to combat insurgency, banditry, and terrorism in recent time. And as we have it, I will bring you some updates as it has to do with successes recorded against Fulani militias, banditry, terrorism, as the case may be. I think the exciting development is this video you are going to watch by the side as I speak of deployment of military personnel in parts of the north. This is made known by a Twitter handle that goes by the name of Mekaji Ban Zaria. He made it very clear, as you can clearly see from the video, how troops are being deployed to mount and guard the roads, trouble spots. I must say this is a welcome development, even as I'm going to shortly bring you the news that came from Kwara State, the neutralizing of bandit and recovering of AK-47. But I must say that this type of deployment is what we need in this country. Because it had before now, it was difficult for people to, road users, to confidently ply the road without the presence of the military as we are currently see. So you can clearly see different vehicle, different attack vehicle and all of that belonging to the military being deployed. I must say it's a welcome development, because if you see any issue that has to do with welcome development, we don't waste time bringing it to your knowledge. But a quick one, let me bring you up to speed with what happened in Kwara State, because I must say that is equally a welcome development, seeing that the bandits are hearing it hot. We want them to continue hearing it hot, because the more they hear the hot, the more they hear it hot, the better for the society. This one is coming from the Punch newspaper. It says police key suspected bandits recover AK-47 rifle in Kwara. Going further, I say a joint team of police officers and vigilantes has killed a suspected bandit during a gun battle at Adekambi village near Bode Saidu in the Moro local government area of Kwara State. The point gathered that the incident occurred on Wednesday after security personnel launched a tactical operation based on intelligence that bandits were occupying a 45 hilltop in the area. A welcome development indeed. But let me quickly bring you another one that borders on, of course, success against bandits, because we don't waste time in bringing such to your knowledge anytime we see it happening. Let me bring you another one as well. This one, of course, is coming from a Twitter handle that goes by the name of Africa Hub, saying the Nigerian military troops raid bandit hideouts in Benue, recover weapons. This one happened 3 days ago. A welcome development, I must tell you. But unfortunately, I'm going to bring you this one. I must say a sad development. I must tell you, this one is coming from Daily Post, saying bandits kill 16 vigilante members at Dot 42 residents in Niger. A very sad one, I must say. You go for that to say that bandits have attacked communities in Machigu local government area of Niger State, killing about 16 vigilante members and abducting 42 residents. The attacks, according to a source, took place between Sunday, November 9 and Thursday, November 13, 2025, leaving several communities deserted as people fled to other communities for their safety. According to him, the bandits first stormed Dusin Magaji village on Sunday and abducted 22 people. When they came on Sunday, the vigilantes were after them and engaged them in a gun battle. In the process, 3 vigilante members were killed and 5 people are currently in the hospital. A very sad one, I must say, because these are people who put their life in the line to ensure the safety of the society. And it has happened like this. And we want to say that this should not discourage other people who have intention of rising to protect the society. But I must say that that state, Niger State, this time around, must rise to the occasion to think out of the box. To think out of the box is to ensure that you put your house in order, because hence this have occurred. We want to believe that state should be able to step up action in terms of intelligence gathering and all of that, to make sure that we didn't see a repeat of this. Because all we want to be seeing is the disaliving of bandits, the killing of terrorists, arresting of Fulani militias, dragging them to court to act as deterrent to others, killing of our security personnel, whether local vigilante members, whether the military, the police, DSS, Air Force, is unacceptable and is regrettable anytime it occurs. I must say that we regret this particular issue, and we pray that we will not see such again. But holistically speaking, I must say that as a country, as a people, we need to think out of the box, because we are continuing seeing success from the armed forces, I must say. But what we need is a total dislodging of the bandits out of the forest, out of the bushes, no matter where they occupy. We need to holistically comb our forests, our bushes, dislodge all of them. The ones that can be arrested, let them be arrested, brought before the court, and be prosecuted. Because as far as I'm concerned, is the best way to addressing this issue. Because once any would-be terrorists continue seeing their colleagues or terrorists being put on trial and maybe pronouncement being made, they are made to face the wrath of the action by way of serving whatever term the court pronounces. It will have a way of deterring other people from going into similar crime. Because the whole essence of law and order, the whole essence of prosecution is to act as deterrent to others. That is why personally I discourage and stand against anything that has to do with negotiation of bandits, with criminals, with terrorists, whatever name they go by. They are all the same thing. Because the same people the United States of America call Islamic terrorists are the same people we know here as Fulani militias, bandits, Boko Haram, ISWAP, and several terrorist group, and so on and so forth. So my own position is stop negotiating with them. Moving, acquire monopoly of currency power, smoke them out of their hiding places, set them running, and bring them to justice. As far as I'm concerned, it is a legitimate thing to neutralize bandits. It's a legitimate thing to arrest bandits, prosecute them to act as deterrent to others. Because these are people who, at some point, some Nigerians who should know better have come out to tell the world, not just Nigeria alone, that these are part of people, these are people who come from other part of the world, like Burkina Faso, Libya, Mali, and all of that. Specifically, Muhammadu Buhari, his time as president, while he was alive, when he had an encounter with Donald Trump, he was emphatic. Of course, I think that was the first time of Donald Trump presidency. He was emphatic that some of the bandits are people who left Libya after the fall of Gaddafi, and that the only weapon, the only training they had is how to shoot gun. So I begin to wonder, when somebody is standing and advocating for amnesty for bandits, you begin to wonder, begin to ask, are you asking for amnesty on behalf of those who are alien to Nigeria, who are foreigners? So I think a bit all imagination why somebody could be talking of amnesty for bandits. And I want to say that that should be discouraged by us standard. How can we forget in the hurry the statement that came from Kau Baraji that they brought in Fulani militias to remove a Jonathan from office? I think somebody should be bold enough to tell them that Jonathan is no longer in the saddle, that they should send them back to wherever they came from. Or even in the time of Jonathan as a president, how they not even gather themselves to go and address the press, claiming that Jonathan government was committing genocide against the North because the then government was showing heavy seriousness in the fight against terrorism. As we know it, Boko Haram was the order of the day then. In fact, the North are the architect of this insecurity. The stakeholders from the North, the leaders from the North. Because if you even take account of what came from that retired military intelligence officer, he made emphatically clear that the ultimate aim of those who sponsor terrorism is to Islamize the country. And I think the recent development we start seeing the situation where people are speaking as if they are sympathizers of terrorism, bandits, Islamic terrorists, Fulani militias, lay credence to the position of that retired intelligence military officer. Because we are seeing a situation where America have come to say we are coming here to take out the bandits, the Fulani militias, the Islamic terrorists, Boko Haram, ISWAP. And you can see somebody asking America not to come because they want to fly the narrative that there is no Christian genocide. The truth be told, there is Christian genocide and there is killing of Muslims as well. But the question is, if those who are coming, their intention is to kill both those who are killing Muslims, both those who are killing Christians, is it not better they should come and take them out for the safety of everyone? But I want to say that those who are operating in the Aziz of Zamfara, Katsina, they are killing Muslims in their large number. Talking about the Toji Bello, the likes of Toji Bello, Ada Aleru, Akwashi that currently operates in the Faskari local government area of Katsina State. I want to say that most of their victims will actually be Muslim. But you can clearly see some well-meaning Nigerians coming out to say America should not come. You need to wonder what is their intention. But I want to say that when we see the killing in Benue, in Taraba, in Plateau, in Southern Kaduna, definitely the victims must be Christian. And the information, the videos that are making around is sufficient enough to prove that we have so many so many Christian communities that have suffered immensely as a result of this terrorism. So I think it makes sense to say whether they kill Christians, whether they kill Muslims, whether they kill idol worshippers, hence they have no respect for the sanctity of life. They do not deserve to live. And now that we have seen a people, a government that has the competence, the capacity to take them out, I think it makes sense for Nigeria to strategically partner with them to ensure that we take them out for us to have peaceful environment. Good thing Nigerian government have come out to say that they intend and hope to strategically partner with any of their foreign partners, including America, to ensure that they stamp out this issue of terrorism out of every inch of Nigerian territorial integrity. A good development, I must say, because these are people who have no value for human life, who kill, maim, rape at will. And if somebody should be fronting the narrative that is because of global warming and poverty, we need to wonder, these are people who can afford to buy AK-47 that is more than 500,000 per one. So how can one now believe that it's poverty that is driving it? How can one believe that it is global warming that is driving it? The situation where even in the northern part of the country, they hibernate in the same north. They claim that droughts have taken over those areas as a result of global warming. I think it all best explains their intention. It's criminal in nature. They hope to terrorize the nation. And I want to say that as a government, we ought not to share any monopoly or coercive power with any non-state actor. No matter how powerful the interactive he is, or the terror group, whether Boko Haram, ISWAP, or if you go to their individual names, Toji Bello, Ada Aleru and Co., we are not supposed to share any monopoly or coercive power with them. All we need to do as a government, as a people, is to collectively possess monopoly or coercive power, smuggle them out of their hiding places, set them running, and bring them to justice. I must say that what makes the government ultimate, world over, is the ability of the government to possess monopoly or coercive power. Because the situation where we currently see bandits coming out from the abodes, from their hiding places, coming for what they call negotiation peace deal. And after the supposed peace deal, they go back to their abodes fully armed. So you need to wonder who is now having and controlling the sovereignty of those environments. As far as I'm concerned, this exposes Nigeria's sovereign state as a weak state. Because the more you allow them to fester, the more they kidnap and ransom is being paid, the more powerful they become, because definitely they'll buy more weapons. More so, as we are seeing some dangerous trend, a situation where we saw a picture that make round recently on the internet, where you can clearly see one of those bandits. From the look, from the face, from the hair, of course, the man in question was combined. From the face, from the hair, you can clearly decipher that this one is not in Nigeria. So it's going to show that those people who are coming from other part of the world are coming to become their king in the bushes. So it's going to show that if their intention to seize territories come to realization, those who have been combined, who are foreigners in the bushes, are definitely those who are going to come out to become their kings in the real life situation in the country. That is why everybody must rise to the occasion to resist this evil. More so, as we are seeing a recent mutation of the activities. Talking about the statement that came from the current governor of Borno State, Babagana Zulu, where he raised a lot recently that the bandits or Boko Haram members are already using drones to attack the military. A very worrisome situation, I must say, that demands swift action from the government. I must say that we must quickly and urgently rise to improve our air defense mechanism. And when we all know that America, for instance, have the expertise in that regard. We cannot forget in a hurry how American Navy SEALs came to Nigeria in summer 2020 to rescue a 27-year-old Philip Wanton, who was kidnapped in Niger Republic, another country, neighboring country, of course, taken to Sokoto State here in Nigeria. How they came here with their expertise, rescue him on horse. That's what we call capacity. That's why I'm saying that our partnership with them is going to be for a great success. Hence, we have seen their capacity to doing great things. Or can we even forget in a hurry how American government went to Iraq to take out a Soleimani, an Iranian military general or diplomat, and the precision with which they did it, with minimal damage? I think it speaks of their competence and capacity. That's why I'm saying that Nigerian government should not jettison the idea or discard the idea or having their collaboration to deal with this issue. Because as we have it, bandits are not ready to back down. Even in the face of all the conversation around their activities currently, we can clearly see that in Niger State, they disalive some vigilante members, adult individuals. We can clearly see the activities going on in different parts of the country. So it's going to show that they are not perturbed. And that is the reason our government must move fast. Because hence they are already leveraging on technology, drones, to attack the military. According to Borno State Governor, it's a worrisome trend. You may say it's not yet happening in your state, but if it is not addressed, I must say that it's a matter of time it will go round. Well, only recently we saw the governor of Oyo State raising an alarm that those bandits who have been deployed in the north were already hibernating in the southwestern forests, bushes. A situation that made Amateku to raise about 2,000 men then to comb the bushes, the forest, to destroy them. So that is why, as a people, as a country, we must collectively come together to address this evil. I've always been an advocate that the governors should not just be allowed to go by the name of the governors and the chief security officer that respective states, but rather that they should be given some level of security power to parade. And I want to believe that the forest guard initiative of federal government has come to give them that leverage. But unfortunately, I'm a little bit worried with the reluctance from the governors in embracing this forest guard initiative. Particularly those states that are heavily ravaged by this insecurity, like states like Kwara, Katsina, even Zamfara, Benue, Plateau, Kaduna. These are states I felt that they ought to have jumped at this opportunity with a speed of light. Because whether we like it or not, these are come to give them the opportunity to command the security architecture in their respective states. Because before now, the governors have been lamenting about their inability to command the security architecture in their respective states. A case in hand is what came from the Zamfara State governor recently, where he made it very clear that his capacity as a governor, that they have been able to acquire some level of technology that enables him to know the movement and location of bandits. But at the time, we were lamenting about his incapacitation, inability to control the command, to control the security architecture in his state. Because we understand that The commissioner of police in a state, for instance, is not answerable to the governor. The director of DSS in a state is not answerable to the governor. The same is applicable to other security heads. So where did that leave us? In the chain of command and control security architecture as the role of a governor who doubles as a governor and the chief security officer of that state. That is why we say the forest guard initiative of federal government is a welcome development if those states will key into it. Because as we have it, the federal government has asked or given states nod to engage between 2,000 and 5,000 personnel, depending on their financial capacity to pay. And I want to believe that the financial capacity is not a challenge. Hence, all the state governors before now have agreed that they now get more money as a result of federal government policies. Talking about the removal of subsidy on gasoline and the unification of FS at the official window. Hence, they now get more money. So it then go to show that the money to pay is not a challenge. But the question now is, why are they reluctant in embracing this opportunity? Because for me, it behoves on the governors to protect lives and property. Nigerians are not ready to take any excuse. Because if you look at section 40, section 2B of 1999 Constitution as amended, it's very clear that the welfare of the people and their security shall be the primary purpose of governance. More so, as they have all in their respective capacities sworn to an oath to protect lives and properties of Nigerians. Because the president, Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu, the governors, local government chairmen, have all in their respective capacities have sworn to an oath to protect the lives and properties of Nigerians. And this they must do without excuse. That's why I often call for collaboration, synergy. Of course, that's a symbiotic relationship to encompass federal government, state government, local government, the locals, not leaving the traditional rulers out of it, because these are people who have more authority over the people. I want to believe that once the traditional rulers are involved, the system or the mode of sharing intelligence will be seamless, because we understand that at times the locals find it difficult to share intelligence with the security agencies. But if the traditional rulers are involved, once the information or intelligence get to them, actionable one for that matter, it will be seamless, them sharing it with security agencies who ultimately need them for operation. But I must say a very big thank you for that. This is Fulani Bandits.